Hey guys, I got a 2006 Subaru GD chassis WRX Impreza. I did a rally build for a friend, and I had a crank no start after doing the roll cage and seats and a couple other things. And so I just want to make a quick video of what I found to get it to start, because I haven't found any videos online so far that have talked about the two issues that I found. The ones that are touched on all the time are these grounds right here. So there's this one on the passenger side intake runner. There's one on the driver's side intake runner. And then right there's one on the driver's side inner fender. So just make sure those are clean first. That's the easiest thing to check. Now I had this thing completely gutted, and I also had the dash gutted. And there's a lot of things that, let me check. So over here, we have the original cross brace that sits in. The airbags attached to it, steering column, anything that's dash related, and then a lot of wiring harnesses and ground points were also on that cross brace. So I had to replace that, and it sits right here. You know, this bar basically takes that place of it. So I had to rebuild all the brackets for the steering column and the dash, and HVAC, built stuff for that as well. So if you have have that out, there's 3 ground points that that I found that you might want to check also. Once again, once you check the easy stuff, because it's not easy to check anything under here. It's easy for me because everything's gutted on this. But if yours is intact, it'd be a lot of work to try to check all this. But just so you know, there is a ground pack that sits right here. It doesn't sit right here. I put it right here because I was testing it. This is where the ECM is. The ECM sits behind this little kick panel on for reference, we're on the passenger side. But it sat somewhere up here. I'm not exactly sure where on this bar it sat. So I'll need to make another tab for it another ground tab for it. But check that ground bus bar right there. Then there's also this ground right here, and one more ground with an eyelet on it right there. And those also, I built all this, so this isn't where it sat, but they also sat along here. I think one of these might have attached right here, right behind the shifter, right in front of it. I think it sat right here. And then another one, I believe, sat up here. Anyways, check these two. You can kind of see where this harness goes. This one goes back here. Yaw sensor or something. I'm not sure what that is. Anyways, just check those 2 grounds. But the real issue that I had was the fuel pump wasn't cutting on. I had a crank, no start, no check engine light. And it was this plug right here. I think it was this one. It's either this one, or this one, but I believe it's this one. And this runs back to the fuel pump right here. And it just wasn't plugged in all the way. So this sits underneath the passenger seat. So, I mean, most people probably won't have a reason for this to be unplugged. But if you got water, because I had some water intrusion in this one. So if you had water inside the car, you might want to check this as well and make sure those plugs are cleaned up. Or if you were, replacing your seat or replacing carpet, you might have accidentally unplugged this, or maybe you unplugged it and just forgot about it like I did. So make sure you check that. That was the actual issue that I had. So yeah, if you have any issues or any questions, feel free to send me a text. I'm not a Subaru guy, but I've learned a little bit about this car in the last few weeks while building it. I can't wait to see her start to rip this thing. She's got a Fiesta that I'll be building as well after this. So looking forward to that. But yeah, so give those things a check if you have any issues with crank, no start, and no fault codes. All right, take it easy.